Don't build your brand from scratch. In this video, I'm going to share an easy way to steal another brand without actually stealing it. How you can instantly connect with the clients you want most by leveraging other brands you know they love. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I actually did this in the corporate world and how you can too, and in just under 5 minutes. Hi, my name is Justin Kraut, and I created Corporate Marketing Guide to share proven ways to build your real estate brand like the pros. Building a completely original and authentic brand from scratch is extremely difficult, and you can easily fall into a trap where you try to get too creative, too abstract, too original. As you build your brand, what you need to acknowledge in this process is a universal truth. There is nothing new under the sun. Every brand, experience, product, service that you've come into contact with was informed or inspired by something that came before it. And this only gets truer and truer every single year. Imagine for a second that you're a professional musician. Every single day you need to sit down and write, compose, and create an original piece of music. Just think about how difficult that would be. How in the world could you do this without being even a little bit inspired by something you've heard before? It's the same way when it comes to building your brand. Instead of trying to be so original, look to build positive connections and associations between your brand and another brand by borrowing that brand's strength. You're borrowing their brand equity. Here's a quick funny example. I have an alarm option on my iPhone called Ripples, and I use this tone every time because it reminds me of the beginning of an 80s song that I used to like. I'll drop it in the comments and you can tell me if you agree or if I'm crazy. But either way, in my mind, I built that association, which was positive, and I use that alarm every single time. In a similar way, your goal is to identify irresistible brands that align with your brand identity and leverage the positive associations of those brands. These are things like the look, feel, style, and tone of how they communicate their brand. That's what we're looking to leverage. To be clear, we aren't copying anything directly, not the logo, the font, the taglines, websites, the words they use. In no way would we want our brand and their brand to be considered confusingly similar, which is the legal language for infringement. By the way, I'm not an attorney. This is not legal advice. I'm just sharing what I know. I love lawyers, but please don't come after me. What we're trying to do is borrow brand equity. We're leveraging associations that our clients have with another brand. You want your client to see those associations when your brand gets communicated. So in a strange way, you have this silent partnership with that bigger brand. And the stronger that brand gets, especially if they're spending millions of dollars marketing it, the stronger your brand becomes as a result of that association. Here's an example. Over 10 years ago, I launched what would become the most successful dog shampoo line at Walmart. I know, it's a weird example, but you'll get the point. And at that time, Walmart wanted our Oster brand to be sold in the pet grooming category or section of their stores. And we had 2 lines of Oster products, the kitchen side, blenders, toasters, that kind of stuff, and the products I was managing, which were pet grooming, barber, and beauty products. Oster actually started as a clipper brand, but the kitchen business was much larger, and most people thought of Oster in the kitchen, especially at Walmart. So when Walmart invited us to be a pet grooming brand in their stores, this was a big opportunity, but we had to figure out the best way to bring our version of Oster to that consumer. We didn't want them thinking about a blender when they were buying a pet product. So we needed to learn all about our Walmart consumers and discover how we would best position the Oster brand to be successful in the pet category. We had several of those funny focus groups where we're sitting behind a one-way mirror in this dark room, and there's a group of dog owners, these Walmart shoppers on the other side, and they're talking about products they use to groom their dogs. We were learning all about how they purchase dog shampoo. They usually buy it based on how it smells, like when we buy shampoo, and then their dog's needs like shed control, deodorizing, moisturizing, that kind of stuff. Towards the end, the focus group moderator came in and asked if we had any further questions for them. And I was getting intensely curious about oatmeal. It came up as an ingredient that someone said their vet recommended, and I just asked the moderator to go back in and please ask more questions about oatmeal. Why did they think it was good? Why would they use it? Or why did they think their vet even recommended it? It quickly became clear that all the participants saw oatmeal as this kind of magical ingredient that soothed and moisturized. And at that time, oatmeal was usually just one of the options, one of the formulations of a dog shampoo brand. So in that moment, we saw this massive opportunity to create a natural line of oatmeal dog shampoos that all had oatmeal as a main ingredient. We would still do all the different formulations like puppy odor control, shed control, but all of them would have oatmeal. And we wanted to try to harness that magic. This was a big idea, and it was hiding in plain sight. So we had our brand identity, and now we needed to bring the brand to life. But instead of creating a completely new brand from scratch, we leveraged another brand, a brand that had all the associations of natural oatmeal and communicated its benefits to that same Walmart shopper. And that brand was Aveeno. So I'm now going to show you just how easy it is to identify the associations that you can capture from a brand and leverage for your brand. And in just a few minutes, thanks to social media. So I'm jumping on Facebook, and we're going to take a look at Aveeno's page. And we're going to focus on their photos. I'm going to zoom out on my browser by clicking up here. I'm in Chrome, so we can get a good look at more of their marketing stuff at once. Now, as we look at all these photos together like a collage, let's focus on what aspects of the brand we can capture in terms of the look, feel, style, and tone of what we see, how the brand communicates visually. Here's what I see. Jennifer Aniston, she's immediately recognizable. I see lots of green. We see natural ingredients like these wheat stalks, nuts, almonds, oatmeal. We see smiling faces. We see lots of pastels, greens, blues, lavender. Everything's soft, white, and clean, almost spa-like. We see oversized bottles, these wide curves, and these rounded shapes. In less than a few minutes, we just captured the essence and associations that are communicated in the Aveeno brand. And in 2010, we launched Oatmeal Naturals, leveraging all these associations. Well, without Jennifer Aniston, even down to the smiling dog faces. And it became Walmart's #1 line of pet shampoos. Look closely at a brand your clients love. Find ways to borrow their brand equity, the associations their brand creates, so that when their brand gets stronger, so does yours. And don't waste valuable time trying to be 100% original. Remember, there's nothing new under the sun, and you have to get moving. Spend time focusing on the quality of what your brand delivers and the experiences you want to create for your clients. Those are the things that'll really set you apart. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like the video and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it helps me reach more people to learn how to build their brand. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.